rock, baby.
What's going on, guys? So, as you probably heard, if you click this video, Futurama is back. Futurama is returning sometime. I think it's slated to return sometime in 2023, next year, with 20 new episodes. This is, of course, huge news. It's huge. It's big. Many of the fans have been reluctant to let go of this series. It's the show that just refuses to die. Me being one of them, I refuse to let this show go. And most people don't want it to go. I mean, it has such a big cast of characters, an entire universe even of characters that everybody loves. People have gone so far as to make fan films. There's been fan fictions written. People even take the video games, like the mobile Futurama video games, as canon because they just can't get enough of it. And pretty much everybody is back. They got 99%. I mean, Billy West is back, Tress MacNeille, Maurice LaMarche, David Herman, Phil Lamar is back, and Katie Seagal, and probably most importantly, Matt Groening and David X. Cohen are back, and they're going to be they're on as executive producers or showrunners or whatever. So 99% of the memorable characters that make up the universe of Futurama are back. However, there isn't a river in the world that doesn't contain a bend, and the bittersweet pill with this is we found out a couple of days ago that they could not secure the voice actor John DiMaggio. And he is the voice actor, if you don't know, of one of the most iconic characters, Bender, or Bender Bending Rodriguez. So this is kind of like a blow. It's a pretty big blow because Bender, of course, is probably the most. He's not my favorite character, but he is the most iconic character that goes when people think of Futurama. One of the first images that pops in their head probably isn't even Philip J. Fry. It's probably who's the star. It's probably Bender, and that certainly does suck. But it's not like Bender's not going to be in the show. He is going to be in the show. They're just going to find somebody else. And I think the problem ultimately, what happened was they couldn't kind of come to terms on the pay, which things happen. Voice actors' popularity ebbs and wanes. I know that he's also working on the Disenchantment show with Groening and Cohen, and I know that he has other gigs elsewhere. But I think ultimately it was just the payment and not being available. And I'm sure anybody that's watched Futurama in the past notices that there was a pretty big change from the cadence and the pace at which Bender spoke from the first season to the second season. I mean, but if the character of Bender is there and there's a sufficient facsimile of Bender's voice, I think it wouldn't be too big of a loss. However, there are two characters. See, the thing is, all these voice actors, Phil Lamar and Maurice LaMarche, especially Tress MacNeille, Billy West, that's the big bulk of the characters. Zoidberg, Professor Farnsworth, all the big group of characters that you know and love. And I was looking at the characters that John DiMaggio actually voices, and none of them are actually not. There's not too many characters that are really fan favorites. To me, anyway, there's really only two, other than Bender, of course. There's really only two characters that John DiMaggio voices that are super memorable and will be missed if they're not done well. And that is, of course, Barbados Slim and my favorite character in the show, Sal. I think Sal's probably one of the most underrated characters of all time. But I do have trust in these guys. I mean, the show is fantastic. Even the seasons that are not critically acclaimed, I think, are fantastic. They're just wonderful. And these guys know how to throw a story together, and they know how to end a story. I know Futurama has had like multiple endings. Episodes they thought were going to be their last episode, so they made them really memorable and really count. And these guys know how to put together a story. Now, they are going to be working under a different company. It's going to be Hulu, which is going to be only available through Disney Plus, I believe. So who knows what that's going to mean for Futurama and how much input that those companies are going to have in the Futurama stories. But I, for one, am actually pretty optimistic, and I got to admit, I'm crazy excited. I want to see what kind of shenanigans in these new 20 episodes they're going to be getting into in the 31st century. So I'm going to be following this story, of course. I have the alert set up on my account so that anytime Futurama news pops up, I'm going to be right there waiting for it with grubby little fingers. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And that's it for now. I am going to be leaving you guys with one of my favorite clips of all time. So you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
You make all kinds of shirts and ropes out of hemp?
Dave's not here, man.
I also heard hemp makes great shampoo.
It does? No way. I gotta check out this brochure.